So everybody, welcome back to WA UK. This is going to be the first episode of a new series of videos that I'm doing, and I'm just showing some of the stuff I own and I use. Kind of a review, but not kind of a review, because I actually own this stuff. So I obviously like it, otherwise I wouldn't own it, I'd sell it on and I wouldn't be talking about it. So in this episode, it's going to be this little puppy here. This is my 1992 Land Rover Defender. I've owned it for coming up to 4 years. March will be 4 years that I've owned it, and when I got it, it didn't quite look like this. I have some old photos that I'll roll in right now for you to see. So guys, as you could see from the pictures, when I got the Land Rover it was in a pretty sorry straight state. All the paint was flaking off, wheels were different, it looked odd because it was dead high up on the wheels. They didn't quite look right. So after a few years of owning it, I've kind of got it to a stage where I really like it. I'll start off at the front end and I'll talk you through a few bits that I've put on it, then if you so wish to go and purchase the same bits, or you can talk about your experiences maybe in the comments below. But starting off with the winch, this is a winch bumper from Raptor 4x4. Absolutely love this winch, fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. It's a nice piece of kit, to be fair. The winch sits quite far back into the grille, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to look really, really discreet. The winch itself, I bought off a gentleman who runs 4x4 class or a 4x4 school over in Yorkshire, and he was camping opposite us at a show, which was the Billing Land Rover show, when it was at the Billing Aquadrome, and this guy was camping opposite us, and he bought a few of these in a bulk buy and he was selling them off. So I bought this one off him. It's a Super Winch TS9500, or the Tiger Shark, and yeah, I've used it once or twice, nothing major, and it's always come up trumps. I mean, I've not really tested it, to be fair, or pushed it to the limits, should I say. But yeah, anything I've ever wanted to pull, it's always been there. Underneath I've got the Venom branded steering guard, which was from Shire Fabrications, and as are my rock sliders. When we move around to the side you'll see my rock sliders, they were from Shire Fabrications too. They've been on there for probably 3 years now. That's the steering guard, and the rock sliders have all been on there for quite a while. Moving round to the side, oh, the headlights, almost forgot the headlights. The headlights I bought probably, was it last year or the year before? I think I bought the headlights last year or the year before from Peterborough. From Peterborough Land Rover show. And yeah, I absolutely love them. Anybody who has a Land Rover, who's driven a Land Rover, will know how bad the actual standard headlights are. They're absolutely atrocious. So anybody who's got a Land Rover, all you need is a 7-inch LED unit. You can buy them on eBay. I'm not saying they're as good quality as the ones you buy not off eBay. But the ones I put on the series are off eBay, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're actually fantastic. They improved it leaps and bounds. So now around to the side, I got it and it already had the snorkel. It's a safari snorkel. It was already plumbed in. So yeah, I've just been through it and made sure everything's as it should be, and indeed it is. The wheels I put on, now they're just modular wheels, but they've got the -35 offset, so they've got a deep dish. Tyres, standard size. They're Cooper STTs. Obviously I bought them before the STT Pros came out, because these ones have been discontinued now for the STT Pros. They're 265 75 16s, and yeah, I mean, I've never been stuck anywhere, so I can't really, they seem to be wearing well. I've done about 10k's on them now. I'd say about yeah, 10,000 kilometers, or 8 or 9,000 miles, which is slightly a few more kilometers. Do the maths. I'm not claiming to be a mathematician, folks. And then you come around to the side. I've got a farm jack on the very back, which is, you can just see behind the wheel just there. Never had to use it, but it's always handy to have it, because you can use it for a couple of different reasons. I mean, you can either use it to get you out if you get stuck, or you can use it obviously to jack up your car. Not that I recommend doing, because they're not the safest thing to use. Matching spare in the back. It always has been. There's a bit of wood in the back at the moment. There's a bit of wood. I have an ammo box that I keep all my recovery equipment, spade, a few other bits and bobs that I always carry, jump leads and things. I have a toolkit always with me, and I have my first aid kit, which I put in after I hurt my leg beginning of the year. I thought I'd always carry a first aid kit. I always carry a wall blanket and some other bits and bobs in there just in case of an emergency. If I break down or if somebody's broken down, they're cold on the side of the motor, I like to think I'd stop and I'd help them. A friend of mine, you've heard me mention before in my videos, painted it for me. This is actually a Rolls-Royce gunmetal grey. Sometimes it looks light, sometimes it looks dark. Starting to bubble up in certain places now because, as I say, when I got the car it was slightly corroded. So we sanded it down in a few places. I mean, ideally I could do with a set of 3 doors, which is probably going to be next on my hit list now I've done all under the engine bay. Roof rack. Roof rack has been under a lot of discussion recently because I bought this last year at Peterborough. Peterborough was a year ago last weekend, so it's just over a year old. It's a MCB 4x4 roof rack, and there's a few bits that are going rusty already, and I was really disappointed. So I contacted the guy who's over in Yorkshire, and I mentioned it to him, and he said, when you get a chance, whip it down to me. I'll get it all sandblasted and I'll get it repowder coated for you. So he's going to do that for me, so I'll keep you updated on that. I'm hoping all that will come out really well and it'll be really, really good. I'll take you to the interior, and then at the end we'll finish under the engine bay, which is the most recent thing that I've done to it. Right, so inside, I mean, this is as I got it really. I mean, I've added a sound system. There's a few 6x9 speakers and a bit of a sub box in the back, just like my music. I've got a Pioneer head unit that Bluetooths to my phone, obviously. I don't know if you all know, but if you get caught on your phone now, it's an instant 3-month ban in the UK. So just don't get caught using your phone whilst you're driving. Don't do it. I mean, it's dangerous. So get yourself a decent head unit that just Bluetooths to your phone. Anybody who needs to call you and speak to you, you can do it safely, and you can do it above the law as well. Centre console was already in it. I've added a couple of switches for roof lights and such. Oh, I didn't mention my roof lights. I'll take you around. I've got LED light bars all over the damn thing. Some people think I'm scared of the dark, but I've got one just here on the bumper, and I've got 2 up top. People keep asking me why I put 2. I want it to be different. I didn't want one big long strip. I preferred 2, and that's how I did it. Moving along, steering wheel is a Momo copy steering wheel. I'm not rich enough to own a Momo steering wheel. Momo, your prices are way too expensive for poor people like me. So I got a Momo copy. It was grey and black, which kind of matched the colour scheme of my vehicle, which is what I wanted. I wanted it all matching. It had a centre cubby box, a lockable one, which I lock all personal belongings when I'm not using it. And the seats I put in last week down at Bug Out North Wales headquarters. Jay had a set of seats knocking about, and they're the RX-8 seats. Absolutely love them. They're so comfortable. Before that I had some just generic bucket seats in, and these are just so much more comfortable, especially when you're my age and you're trying to get in and out of these seats. It gets a bit difficult. Not that I'm an old fossil or anything, but it does get a bit difficult. They're not wired in yet, because they are powered seats. They're heated powered seats. They're not wired in, but they're in, and I can adjust them because I kept the old sliders, so they're on double sliders now. So hopefully if I need to get access to my battery I can do, because it slides really far forward, so I can access the battery, which obviously in Land Rover Defenders is underneath the passenger seat. That is everything in here. I do have a TomTom system that I fit in the windscreen, and yeah, that's about that, I think. Upgraded sound system, all that sort of stuff. But as I say, the next job on my hit list is to get 2 new doors on the front and a new door on the rear. Now bear with me, I'll just pop the bonnet, find something to prop it open with, and I'll show you what I've been up to the last few weeks. This is a 200 TDI, which is the turbo 2.5 litre diesel engine. Now you're going to notice a lot of orange under here. That's what I've been up to recently. Basically it used to be powered by the old viscous fan, which attached here. So for the people who don't know what a viscous fan is, it's a fan that's spun by the engine, so it keeps your radiator cool, and as your engine's spinning it blows the cold air or sucks the cold air through the radiator to keep your engine cool. My one was starting to get a little bit tired and decided to only spin when it wanted to, which obviously is not good for keeping your engine cool. So obviously I caught this in time. So I quickly rectified it by removing the viscous fan. But while the viscous fan was off, there was a few other jobs that needed doing. Just right down there, underneath that bottom orange hose, there's a new steering box. That's the bit that kind of gives you your power steering, or helps you steer the car, along with the power steering pump and a few other bits. My one had started getting a bit old and started deteriorating, so I had tight spots in the steering. So I replaced that while I was under there. And I fitted all of these orange hoses, which are silicone hoses, and they're made by MK Performance. Now, I had a quick chat with MK Performance before I purchased them off him, and he told me that it will improve my boost, it'll improve my water flow, keeping the engine a lot smoother, and helping boost pressures, obviously giving me a little bit more power. That, as well as removing the viscous fan, I have actually noticed a mid-range power increase. Not masses, I mean, it's not a sports car, it's a bloody Land Rover. But when I'm pulling the trailer up hills, I can actually feel it pulling a little bit better. And it's keeping a lot cooler, which was one of the reasons I wanted to do that. Obviously, I'm pulling the trailer about a lot, so I wanted my engine always to be cool, not to blow up the engine, because these engines are getting quite rare. The original 200 TDI Defender engines are getting quite rare. And yeah, it's done leaps and bounds. It's done so well. I'm so happy with it. I wish I hadn't gone for orange, to be fair, but the guy at MK said nobody had bought the orange before, so I thought I'd be the first. I like being different. I don't like being obviously a sheep. I like being the leader, not the follower. So I went for orange. They're looking a bit dusty now, but they're there and they're good. And whilst I was under there as well, I put a bigger intercooler on, which is this bit you can just see here. The intercooler is the bit that it sucks air through there to get to your turbo. Turbos work more efficiently when they're sucking in cool air. Therefore, if you've got a smaller intercooler, it's warm air, it doesn't run as efficiently as if you've got a big intercooler. So I put a slightly bigger intercooler. It's no special name. I mean, there are AliSport and there are many other makes of intercoolers you can buy, but to be fair, they're very, very expensive, and at the end of the day, they pretty much do the same thing. Okay, AliSport might do it a little bit better, but not £300 better than what I paid for that one. And that it was a little overview of my Land Rover. Oh, the sun's come out, look at that. Yeah, a little overview of the Land Rover that I use. Absolutely love it. Has the snow cowls, it has indicators. I need to fix this one just here. I was off-roading and I lost the lens cover, but I can't find any more of those bloody indicators. But yeah, that's an overview. If you'd like to know any more information on the Land Rover, please do give me a shout in the comments below. Obviously, as always, follow me on Instagram. You'll see pictures of it in the garage, me fitting, well, not actually fitting, but when it was in the garage and I was doing the work to it, you'll see updates and pictures on Instagram. It's just when I've not got my camera with me, obviously it's so much easier just to take a photo on my phone and post on Instagram than film my life constantly. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this new little segment of the show. If you have any questions, or if you want to add any of these bits onto your car and need any advice, just hit me up. I'm always available to advise or help, or you know, even if you want to boll at me or a bit of banter, do it. People have tried in the past. It's always good fun. Anyway, folks, lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me for this episode, or the first episode in this series, and I will see you next time.